Aptis Speaking Practice Test 2 Ideas and Vocab.
In this video, we're going to give you some ideas to improve your answers and some useful vocabulary and expressions. First, watch the video and listen to the suggestions. Look up any words that you don't know. Then watch the video again with the sound down on mute and try to use some of the ideas, vocabulary and expressions in your own answers.
I'm going to ask you 3 short questions about yourself and your interests. You will have 30 seconds to reply to each question. Begin speaking when you hear this sound. Please tell me about where you live.
So, do you live in a village, a town or a city? What's the location? Is it in the north, south, east, west, centre of your country? On the coast, in the countryside? What is there in your neighbourhood? Parks, schools, hospitals, churches, restaurants, bars, youth clubs, shops, shopping centres? What facilities are there? Swimming pools, sports centres, theatres, cinemas, museums, galleries?
Please tell me about your last birthday.
So if you had a party, how many guests came? Was it a small do with family or relatives and close friends, or a big get-together with friends and acquaintances with birthday cake, birthday presents? Or did you have a different celebration? A trip to the theatre, cinema, etc. A day out, an excursion, a weekend away, an experience.
Please tell me about your favourite subject at school.
So think about the school subjects. We've got science, physics, chemistry and biology, social science, geography, history, art, music, languages, PE, IT, technical drawing, home economics, and give a reason why it was your favourite subject. I liked it because...
In this part, I'm going to ask you to describe what is happening in a picture. Then I will ask you 2 questions about it. You will have 45 seconds for each response. Begin speaking when you hear this sound. Describe this picture.
So have a look at the picture and think where it could be. It could be in Southeast Asia, for example, maybe Vietnam. A little village. Is it in the jungle, in the rainforest? What can we see? Poor housing, whole huts, cheap materials. They're tin, concrete, bricks. They're very small, close together, overcrowded, bad sanitary conditions, no modern facilities, no running water. They're doing the washing or the laundry in the river. There are washing lines hanging everywhere.
What kind of housing do most people in your country live in?
So here's a list of vocabulary to give you some ideas for different types of housing or accommodation. Houses, flats or apartments, blocks of flats or apartment blocks, duplexes or maisonettes, gated communities, shared facilities, shared gardens, good neighbourhoods, poor neighbourhoods, expensive or cheap accommodation. Here are just some ideas for you to put in your answer, depending on your country.
How do you think housing will change in the future?
It It can be hard to think of something quickly, so here are some ideas to help you. Maybe there'll be ecologically smart buildings, computer-controlled heating and kitchen appliances, solar power, electronic security, more green spaces, roof gardens. Think about what you could imagine for the future and how housing will change.
In this part, I'm going to ask you to compare two pictures, and I will then ask you two questions about them. You will have 45 seconds for each response. Begin speaking when you hear this sound. Tell me what you see in these two pictures.
So you have to describe the pictures. Here's some vocabulary to help you. For the first one, the runway, a queue, boarding the plane, the rear door, a no-frills flight, passengers boarding, runway, luggage, suitcases. And in the second, a crowded tube or underground train compartment, passengers standing, sitting, passing the time, tourists, commuters, workers, etc.
Why do people choose these means of transport?
So think about some language that's useful here. Comparatives. What's faster, safer, more comfortable, more expensive, cheaper, much less stressful, far more relaxing. Give reasons for your choice. That's why. For these reasons. So because of those things. And here's some useful vocabulary. Delays, overcrowding, cancellations, time-consuming, eco-friendly, carbon footprint, fear of flying, views, landscapes.
Which way would you prefer to travel and why?
So here you've got to express your preferences. Some usual expressions: I prefer, I'd rather, plus the grammar that follows. Give opinions: in my opinion, as I see it, to my mind. Personally, I think. And again, give reasons for your choice. That's why. For these reasons. So because of those things.
In this part, I'm going to show you a picture and ask you 3 questions. You will have 1 minute to think about your answers before you start speaking. You will have 2 minutes to answer all 3 questions. Begin speaking when you hear this sound. Look at the photograph. Tell me about a time when you were late because of traffic. How did you feel about it? What do you think governments should do to solve the traffic problem? You now have 1 minute to think about your answers. You can take notes if you want.
And make sure you use this minute well. Take some notes. Take notes under 3 columns to make sure you answer all 3 points.
You now have 2 minutes to talk.
So for the first point, you have to tell them about something that happened to you. Here's some useful vocabulary. Appointment, date, traffic jam, rush hour, roadworks, delays, roadblock, accident. For how you felt about it, we want some adjectives, and it's good to qualify those adjectives. Very worried, really anxious, very angry, absolutely furious, totally frustrated, utterly helpless. And the third point, here are some ideas of what the government could do. They should provide better public transport, ban driving in city centres, provide city bike rental, create bike lanes, build better car parks outside city centres, provide free shuttle services to town centres. These are just ideas. Don't try and use everything on the screen when you do your practice answer. Just try and put a few of them in and fit it in with your story or your anecdote. Remember, you'll have 2 whole minutes. Now go back and watch this video again, but with the volume down, and try to use some of the ideas on the screens to improve your own answers.
If you like this video, then please subscribe to our channel, leave a like, comment or question, and we will aim to answer you as soon as possible. More information is here on our webpage at www.aptistutor.com.